a war going on. The books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, and a pleasant good morning to you here from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Monday, December 2nd, off our big NFL Sunday. We've got Monday Night Football tonight, and not much else. We have a light card here. Spend an hour with me today only, fam, as we talk about 3 games in the NBA, 3 in the NHL. I've drummed up some college basketball plays to look at, but we'll talk about Monday Night Football, and we'll talk about Sunday football here as well with an exciting day yesterday. How did you do in NFL action on Sunday? We'll recap it here, and don't forget, we're going to try once again to win our consensus parlay here. We are 0-21 now with our consensus parlay as we start our 4th week, and we haven't hit one yet. Anywhere from a 2-teamer to a 7-teamer, we haven't been able to do it. It's tough to hit a parlay. I don't know if that's good or bad that we can't hit one. Maybe we'll be off the air. Maybe no one's going to tune in. Maybe more people will tune in if we don't hit it, and they'll wonder if we're ever going to hit it. Well, we'll see if we can do it today. We'll see if we can get a consensus out of this. I think I said 3 games in the NBA. There are 4 games in the NBA tonight. Say hello to the folks coming in, and who else can we find here? Joe was here first to get things going, open up. He's got the wrench. He's got the keys. Good morning to Joe as we get the day started. Curtis, thank you for all of your support and being here. A day oneer, feels like Curtis and I going back a ways. Here's my main man, Thomas Lewis. He's my right-hand man. He helps us out. No fault of Thomas's. We're not going to... Thomas has done his job. He accumulates the consensus plays, and I put them together. So, look, it's nobody's fault, but, well, maybe we can just look at all of ourselves, right, and try to come up with those winners. Thank you, Thomas, for bearing with me on this. I didn't know it would go on 21, but hello to Ziggy here today. Ziggy was a contestant here this weekend. We couldn't get it done. Ferner, good morning and hello. Textiles is here, and Fernando as well said he had a big day yesterday. We got some domestic soccer action certainly today to look at if we want, with a game in Serie A, a game in La Liga, and I don't know how deep we want to go from that, but a couple games we can look at today. A bit of a tragedy I heard just kind of breaking within the last hour or two. A small club soccer match in Guinea has resulted in the deaths of as many as 58 spectators at a match. It was a celebratory match for just a small club match and nothing that's going to be on our radar, but it was a little bit of breaking news worldwide. A stampede ensued after a red card uh, late in the game and led to some rocks being thrown and created a bit of a crush and a stampede. So a little bit of a tragedy here I've just seen coming across high-speed sports wire within the last hour or so. News out of certainly a sports story. Just thought I'd bring it up. Robert McCormick, hello. And T Bird is here as well. I thought we had a pretty decent day here yesterday. Cliff Floyd here today as well. As we're underway in December here, and maybe we could just recap the NFL action as I like to do, and then we'll get back. We could take our time today, right? So maybe the monologue's a little longer. Maybe I'm thinking of things to say and whatnot, and then I see that I lose by the hook in my last match in the CBA today. So I went 1-2 with my CBA picks, and I'm mad now. We had that one by 10 points here just a few minutes ago. All right. So let's talk about the action here on Sunday in the NFL. With our card yesterday, we did have some nice picks, I thought, here on the show yesterday, including the Chargers yesterday, as my Chargers played well defensively with those interceptions, 4 interceptions against the Falcons yesterday. They didn't look great on offense, except for one man, Lad McConkey, again, was on Nuke the House yesterday with Holden Kushner, and we were talking a little bit about McConkey, and I said I was all in on McConkey. I did think that Herbert would have a little bit bigger day passing, but McConkey, 9 receptions for 117 yards. The Chargers had just 147 yards in the passing game as Herbert continues to get sacked. There's nothing special about this Chargers team that I certainly think can make the playoffs now. It's a real positive the way they've played and gotten to this point. It's just that they're not overwhelming. They're not a, playoff winning caliber team. Maybe they could get a win in the playoffs with some good fortune, but it's still a big turnaround for the team this season. There's no problem. They're 8-4. Shouldn't be so down on them, but it was an ugly win yesterday, but they were able to take care of Kirk Cousins, who, I'm a Kirk Cousins fan, but I'm starting maybe to see the handwriting on the wall a little bit. Has me worried about him, and no doubt not looking good. That pick 6 was really bad. So, all right, and we had some other winners here yesterday as well, including our pick here on the Panthers and the Buccaneers game to go over yesterday, right? That one kind of got loose there, and kind of as we said, it just took a while. It felt like is what it was yesterday in that game with the Panthers and the Buccaneers before they ended up scoring a bunch of points in the end. 26-23 did get it over. It wasn't heading over until it got to overtime, but McLaughlin had that 51-yard field goal on the final play of regulation to send it to overtime, and then a 30-yarder for the win for Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield and Bryce Young went at it, and Bryce Young kind of outdueled Mayfield, including that touchdown with 20 seconds left yesterday. It looked pretty good. A big pick by you guys yesterday on the Rams. The team's team consensus had the Rams yesterday. Nice job. I went with the under in that game, so I guess I helped along as well. As the Rams get the win, 21-14. Kyron Williams, 104 yards rushing. The Rams actually came from behind to win that one and improve to 6-6. That's certainly still within running, especially now the Niners have kind of dropped off here right now. Yesterday, I did have a premium pick winner on the Philadelphia Eagles over the Baltimore Ravens. I had them as a premium pick in the big game yesterday. Saquon Barkley, 100 yards rushing. Jalen Hurts throw a touchdown pass, 3 sacks by the defense. Eagles with the win. Tucker basically missed 7 points. You add those 7 points in there, and the Ravens would have had it. But man, will we see the Ravens make a move in the kicking department? Maybe there's an injury with Tucker. Something's wrong. Is he coming to the end of his career? We don't talk about kickers too often, but Tucker, a little bit of a story here. Philadelphia's won 8 in a row now here, and looking every bit the part of a man. Detroit, Philly, NFC final. Wouldn't that be something awesome here? Hope you guys caught our impromptu show with Sunday Night Football last night with the gang as the 49ers and the Bills went at it. They took basically all day to clear out the snow in the stadium bleachers, 2 feet of snow in there. The Bills ended up crushing the 49ers, looking terrific in the snow last night, using those straight ahead passing and running plays in the snow, and it worked out just fine. You had Cook getting that big run down the sideline. He had 107 yards. Josh Allen, he threw a touchdown to himself in the game, and he had another rushing touchdown as well, 150 yards passing. The 49ers, they fumbled 3 times, including Kyle Juszczyk. Juszczyk lost a fumble for the first time in 6 years. So it was just a little bit out of the 49ers. And by the time the second half came and the Bills were ahead, the Niners basically were saying goodbye to their season, is what it felt like yesterday as the Bills rolled over the 49ers. And we had an impromptu stream, and boy, it was fun there with Jeff in Buffalo. Every time the Bills would score, he went out to his porch and lit some fireworks on fire with his wife, Ashley. That was fun. Made it fun to watch those guys on the stream make some fun out of the game there. It turned out to be a blowout. I was having fun watching the stream with the fireworks. It kind of looked like me a little bit, except it was in real. It was like this. Oops, no, wait. Oops, I got it wrong. How do I get the fireworks? Oh, yeah, I remember now. It was like that, except it was in real time. And Ashley had the fireworks behind her head. So we had some fun. They had some fun last night. I think we're probably going to, we need the talent to be there, but I think we're going to ramp up the number of live streams that we can do here on the Sports Money Network, especially with the engagement, right? I think it's hard if you just get a few people in there watching, but we're getting enough of fans here now, you guys in there. So I think you'll be seeing more live streams here from the gang with football and some other sports here on the Sports Money Network, especially as we get into the postseason here right now, and maybe into some of our basketball games once we get to the start of next year here. So, all right, some other games. Hey, we can cover them all here, like I like to do on Mondays with the NFL, and talk a little NFL football and where we stand right now as we head into the last portion of the season, who's in, who's out, and all that. So the Vikings over the Cardinals 23-22. Real thriller here in this one as the Vikings drove down 62 yards, scored the winning touchdown with a 1 minute or so left in the game. And my man Kevin O'Connell continues to win these close games, man. You can judge coaching. He's certainly underrated here right now. 24-9 in 1-score games for Kevin O'Connell. He's not a rookie coach anymore. And when you're putting up numbers like that, you're doing something right. Now, Arizona did have a strong game running the football. That was as rough as the Vikings' run defense has looked all season. Minnesota, they're not great at covering the spread in these games. They just seem to win them right now. And if anything, they're maybe starting to get a little bit overrated here for the most part. I bet privately the Vikings yesterday. I couldn't necessarily give them out. I did kind of tease that I was playing them over on Nuke the House yesterday, but I didn't make a lot of plays in the NFL. Most of them were on the show here yesterday, as I thought. Really, I always say when I have my numbers disagreeing with the line, that's usually when I come in with a play, and if I don't, I don't. With my system, you're going to have 75, 80% of the games might have a play. It's only got to move 2 or 3 points off the line for me to pull the trigger. But yesterday, my numbers fell right in line with the NFL with the numbers for the most part. It was a little bit tough for me. I just went 1-1 in my premium picks yesterday. So Cardinals did outgain Minnesota big time, but only scored 1 touchdown in that game. Arizona's 17-9 in their last 26 games as a road underdog, but the Vikings have won 5 in a row once again. Seahawks over the Jets. I went with the Jets here on the on the show yesterday, and well, I guess they gave it their best effort. They led 21-7 after that 99-yard kickoff return, but oh man, Leonard Marshall, he got the 92-yard pick six. Big man with football running down the sideline. It felt like that swing the momentum over to the Seahawks, and the defense has looked good out of the bye. The Seahawks are on a little bit of a roll here, it feels like right now. The Jets started off hot, but then the defense settled in and took down the Jets big time here right now. They're just 1-8 are the Jets in their last 9 games, and 1-8 against the spread. Steelers over the Bengals yesterday. Yeah, I see you chat talking about it. You got to go with Tomlin as a dog yesterday. I know team consensus. We were all on the under, but look, even though it was a massive over game, you heard the statistics in that game. That was the highest scoring Steelers-Bengals first half in the history of the series. So, it was quite out of the norm for them to have a high scoring game, but the Steelers, Wilson overcomes that pick six early in the game, and the Steelers on their next 5 drives scored 27 points and had 300 yards. So Steelers have won and covered 6 of their last 7 games overall, and the Steelers have gone 11-5 in their last 16 as a road underdog. You guys are saying it right there in the chat. Tomlin is a road dog. It's like automatic no matter what, right? Bengals have their own certainly issues here right now. They're also 7 straight losses in 1-score games. So not great for the fading Bengals here at this point. Colts edged the Patriots yesterday, 25-24. It was tough. Team consensus. We were on it there with the Colts. They got the win, but the Pats got the money. The Colts drove down late in the game with 12 seconds left. They went for 2, and Richardson spiked that ball after he got the conversion there as well. So Indianapolis just 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games, but they continue to find ways to maybe win just enough games here right now. New England outgained them 425-250, but only came away with 2 touchdowns and 6 trips to the red zone. So they got to stop kicking these field goals. They got a good kicker, one of the few guys making some kicks, in Sly, but the Patriots have lost their last 3, and that defense all of a sudden has given up a ton of points over the last 3 games, averaging allowing about 30 points a game here right now. So, all right, a couple of others. The Texans over the Jags, 23-20. You guys are talking about it a little bit in the chat with that concussion on Lawrence, and not a good look, right? Especially for Al-Shir. He knocks the guy out, and then he doubles down, and he wants more action. So just try to be humble. Look, if you made a mistake, you made a mistake. Why not be sheepish about it and humble? You're already going to get ejected. But he wanted more smoke there in the game yesterday from the Jags. It fired the Jags up, and they were able to stay in the game and get the money yesterday. The Jags are the one that covered. They're 7-3 against the spread. Their last 10 games as a home underdog. Houston continues to win by small margins. They're not to be trusted necessarily. That was my other premium pick, but was the Texans. But the Jaguars got the money yesterday, and Nico Collins looked pretty good. Texans were struggling there early, but their last 4 drives of the game, they did have 17 points to get that win. Commanders rocked the Titans in an avalanche of points early on. They scored 4 touchdowns on their first 4 drives, and they led this one 21-0 after the first quarter. I said on the Nuke the House show I expected a big game from McLaurin, and he did have 8 receptions for 73 yards and 2 touchdowns, as Washington ran the ball very well as well against that Titans defense. Titans just 4-10 against the spread last 14 games as a road underdog, as the Commanders here. We were on them. We were on the Titans on team Steam consensus. I did go with the over as a play over on PubHub yesterday, talking about this game, and I did go over. That seemed like an easy winner here. Also, I think that might be it for the games. Did I touch them all? Did I touch your game? Thank you, everybody, for listening to my monologue on NFL football. We'll preview tonight's game here in just a moment. But first, let me tell you that I've got my best plays up over at winnable.com. This is where you get more plays from me. I'm here every day. You guys stopping by. Got 50 of you in here right now. And I'm going to give you a bunch of winners, hopefully, and you're going to give me your best plays here on the show. But if you want to get more action from me throughout the day, can't be here 24 hours a day, but we got more action. You can go to winnable.com and subscribe to my premium picks and also my VIP picks. No cost for the VIP picks. Sign up and I'll send you complimentary selections daily here, but also for just $4 a day, $8 a week, or $20 a month. I'll send you plays every day, usually between 5, 7, 10, 20 plays. Just depends how many I can get to, how big the card is, how hot we are, how cold we are, whatever. But I'll send you a steady stream of my favorite plays, my best plays, really, over at winnable.com. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off all premium pick packages. We had a pretty decent day yesterday, particularly in some of the, like I said, I took it easy in the NFL, but we started hot in the NBA yesterday, picking up 5 wins early on. We did kind of clunk it up there late. I think we went 6-3 yesterday, 6-2. I'm trying to figure it out here. Maybe we'll go over it here in just a moment. But make sure you check me out by clicking the QR code in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. And you can set your notifications, get more plays from me every day over at winnable.com. Use that promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages. I really appreciate it. This is how you support me here on the network. We're going to, have more programming, more stuff coming your way here on the Sports Money Network. But this is the way you support me here on the channel, is by subscribing to my picks here on the Sports Money Network. All right, say hello to a few more folks, then we'll get started with the show here. Let's see who else is stopping in. Maybe if you guys are just waiting for me, we should get going here right now. Hello to Old E. Terrell says those snow games are entertaining. They are. I mean, they are, right? Even if when they run the first down line and you're wearing white jerseys, that didn't work out very much. The first down line went right through the 49ers jerseys. You put the background on white, and then all of a sudden all the lines are going right through the white jerseys. So yeah, Ferner, I don't have any Discord going right now, but we're considering, we have some things in the works here at the Sports Money Network that's going to allow me to deliver more content to you. But I don't know if there's just enough people who would join a Discord right now. I don't want to, with all due respect, put stuff in for 10 or 20, for 10 people or so. I don't know. I guess I could, but all right. Who else is in? Anybody else? Thomas talking about that big fine for that fight here. And Cliff Floyd, he says he does not like the slide, but that's what the league has told quarterbacks to do. It gives them that instant layer of protection. So there's no need for the players to be going down. The fake slide is going to, remember what Kenny Pickett did at Pittsburgh with the fake slide. You can't do the fake slide. You're gonna get it. So quarterbacks are given that level of protection to create the slide here. So I think we're in disagreement there. What my thing is, take the helmets off. If we really want to break it down, take the helmets off, put the guardian caps on only, kind of like a summer league or a 7-on-7 situation. Uh, and they'll stop launching into heads, stop launching into face masks. If you don't have that weapon on your head, you're not going to go head first, most likely. So, but hey, they've studied it. I watched the movie. All right. Let's see. Cash Kane. Look at this. We got Cash Kane in here. That's so awesome to have Cash Kane here in this one. He already likes this game today in Serie A, right? What did he say? He says take Atalanta as a slight favorite today over Roma. Thank you, Cash Kane. Awesome for being our Serie A correspondent. All right, let's get into the action here. Enough from me, and get rolling here on the games today. All right, here we go with the Browns and the Broncos in this one. Hey, we've seen some famous games between these two teams way back in the past. It seems like I can remember a most famous playoff game between the Browns and the Broncos before the turn of the century, but we got them here tonight at the Broncos coming in looking pretty good here of late. No doubt it's been pretty awesome here with Denver right now, having gone 5-0 straight up, 5-0 against the spread at home so far this season. Denver also 3-0 as a home favorite here against the spread. They've looked mighty fine here. They're 5-0. Although I guess they've been favored only in those home games here, it feels like, right? The Broncos have dominated this series as well, winning 9 of the last 11 meetings between the two teams. The Browns are just 1-6 straight up, 2-5 against the spread. Their last 7 trips here into Denver. Hey, let's preempt right now. I heard the steam come in a few minutes ago on another game, and I guess I missed it. Let me catch up a little bit here real quick. We'll keep going with this. But right now, Yale is taking steam here in college basketball tonight in their game against Rhode Island. The name of this show is The Morning Steam, after all, so we'll come back to the football game. But Rhode Island was a 2.5-point favorite so far. Yale's done a nice job covering some spreads. These two teams play some high-scoring games this season, but I don't know if this one will be. Yale's taking the steam here down to 2.5 here right now against Rhody today in this one. All right, I guess that was the only steam play we had so far since we've been on the air. All right, here we go. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. The teams met here last year was 29-12 in favor of the Broncos. So they were only 2-point favorites in that game, and they ended up smashing them in that game here, right here in Denver. So we'll see if they can get that kind of performance here tonight. But man, like I said, it's been for Denver, really strong season against the number here right now. You have Cleveland. I will say Cleveland is 4-3 as an underdog, however. So not an awful roll. I guess short term, maybe it has been a little bit difficult for the Browns. 8-12-1 against the spread. Their last 21 as a road underdog. The Browns have got to do a better job rushing the ball, though. Right now, they're not able to get to 100 yards in any of their last 5 games. Cleveland's had some rest here coming in. They played Thursday, 11 days ago, so a little bit of a rest advantage here, it feels like, for the Browns in this one. They started 1-6. They've won 2 of their last 4 games here right now. Mentioning that Yale and Rhode Island game, so I don't know if it's injury related or just, but we're seeing the steam come in. And I will say this, I want to go under in this game, even though the two teams have been playing some overs, but now the steam is rolling in on the under, as I thought. Well, I don't know if I did think that it was, but still a pretty high number. but it is going down right now to probably 155 or so. It was as high as 156.5. Like I said, Yale and Rhode Island, I think they both have had some overs here this season so far, but I want to go under. The steam's coming in on the under, so I'm going to kind of preview that game, but I might as well mention it right now because the total is going under here at this point. All right, go ahead if you want to talk about the Browns and the Broncos here in this one and tell me what you guys might be doing tonight with this game. Let's take a look and see what you guys have here. As comments come in. Remember, if you make your comment, you are going to get entered into our contest here. Hopefully we get some consensus here today, and someone hopefully can win parlay number 22. Here we go. Let's take a look and see what we got. With Thomas says the Broncos are the better team. Ziggy says give me the Browns here in this one. And hello to Patrick today. He says don't take the Browns lightly here tonight. They're playing a little bit better. Got Jameis in here. Fernando has a premium. Where can I get Fernando's premiums? That's what I want to know. I mean, I have mine behind a paywall because I'm a tout. Tout life. Hashtag tout life. But where do I get Fernando's premiums? I'd like to get those. All right, Philly Eagle Flyer, good morning. Robert is on the Browns here in this one. And let's see, Cash Kane says Broncos spread. Broncos laying the points here. He says Jameis an interception as well. And Thomas says he does like Cleveland here too. He says if they win, it'll be a miracle here. And he's got Jameis maybe to throw an interception. And he's our WhatsApp or no. He said, what's the weather like? I thought he was telling me his premiums are on WhatsApp. And I said, do I have to find you on WhatsApp? What is the weather like in Denver tonight? All right, let's check it out. Can't get any worse than last night's weather. Just when Debo, I was saying, man, look at Debo. He really plays well in the snow. And then it was a turnover. Still does look like, some people seem to get it, right? How to run in the snow, and some people don't. You got to keep that flat-footed there. And it was too bad because, we know that this week is the cleat, you wear your special cleats for your charity, but all the players had to dump those pretty much because of the conditions. They had to just go to what they had with the thicker cleats. So nice night tonight in Denver. Temperatures in the mid 40s to start, dipping down below 40 degrees by the end of the game, but just clear skies here. Nice game, nice conditions here tonight between the Browns and the Broncos. So, the Browns do play excellent run defense, in my opinion. They're close to a top 5 run defense where I rank them right now. Maybe not quite in the top 5 here currently, but I think it will be a tough task, actually, for Jameis here to get anything going, to get enough offense going in this one, especially considering now Judy. I don't mind his matchup at all. He's almost, he's exceeded expectations for several weeks now. It seems like as Judy continues to improve here towards the latter half of the season. And of course, he is a former Bronco, so he'll look to replicate his performance, especially the one a couple of weeks ago against New Orleans when he had that touchdown and he had 11 targets, just 6 receptions in that one, but he was targeted 6 times in the win over Pittsburgh and had 6 receptions. So Judy has looked very good here, but down below that, I have concerns for Elijah Moore and the rest of the Cleveland receivers here. Now, Njoku could have a nice game here, I think, against the Broncos. I think they're certainly in the bottom 10 or so defending against the tight end. But for the Broncos and Bo Nix, who's, really looking good here for the rookie right now. He's been terrific, especially over the last 2 weeks. 273 yards last week and 2 touchdowns. And the win over Atlanta, 4 touchdown passes for Bo Nix as he continues to roll. And his receivers, particularly Sutton right now, really on top of his game. It feels like here, and probably should have in line for another strong performance. Now, I don't know if he can duplicate the game last time. 8 receptions against the Raiders, 2 touchdowns, but that was his best performance here. But for the Broncos, they're kind of running even a little bit deeper in this receiving core. Everyone's talking about Devon Vele and his production here right now off the charts. Comparative to his expectations over the last 3 weeks. 6 receptions last week against Vegas, 4 receptions against Atlanta, 4 receptions against Kansas City for Vele as he's looked really good. Also, you got Troy Franklin's done a nice job as well here, and I think the receiving core for Denver looks pretty good here tonight. See what you guys got in the chat, and then I'll make the call. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in here. I think we covered some of it already, but maybe a few more. We're taking our time today. Thomas says he's got Judy over in his receiving yards. He likes over in this game. Terrell likes the over here as well tonight. And Cash Kane takes Yale in college basketball. In fact, I got another college basketball steam play just came in moments ago. Arlington here against Monroe in this one. I don't think I have this one lined up as a previewed game, but the steam did come in on the over in this one in Arlington and Monroe. I like that over, quite frankly. I'm going to give it out here right now since the line is on the move. It's probably going to go to 148. These two teams haven't necessarily played a lot of – they've had more unders, I think, actually, this season. And Arlington's done a nice job. This team came in on Arlington earlier here tonight. Now, I don't know if I agree with that. I think Monroe at getting points at home might be a better call, but I'm going to take the over here between Arlington and Monroe as a little pick here right now, just since the line's moving. I didn't preview it, but just want to note that it is moving, and I think I like the over. All right, Super True Story likes Yale as well. Thomas says that he doesn't even know if the Browns can score in this game. That's worrisome. He's our Browns correspondent. Fernando leaning to the under here in this one. Cash Kane says Bo Nix to go over. And Ferner likes Broncos for a defensive ATD. Looks like Thomas is already working on Cyber Monday here. He says Amazon. All right. Cash Kane says maybe it's an under here. And I think he's saying under. Tamari Casellas. Hope I got that right. Could be Casillas, but no, Tamari, thank you very well. Here, thank you. A few more maybe here. And Ferner says the Broncos will be harassing Winston here big time tonight. Shut Judy down, and you got it, says Thomas. But I think Njoku also, he's been looking pretty good ever since he went with the 2-color hair, I feel like. All right. Let's see your teaser for Thomas tonight. And Cash Kane. Man, you guys are really down on Jameis tonight. I'm pretty down on the Browns here tonight as well, but if they can stop Cleveland's stop the Broncos running game, which I expect they can do, and force them into the pass, it may work out a little bit better because of just having to be maybe one-dimensional. So I guess I'll have to make the call here. All right. I'm going to take the under here in this one with Cleveland and Denver tonight. 42. It's probably, wish it was a little bit higher, but that'll be my free play here. I like the side in this game as my premium. So, all right. I think we've talked enough NFL here. You guys got your plays in pretty much. So let's move on. Oh, one more Ferner here. He likes the Broncos against the spread tonight. Lay the points, he says. All right, let's get it moving here right now. Go to the NBA where we got 3 games on tap here tonight. We get ready for tomorrow with big games and the NBA Cup. So, all right, Jermaine, one more here. Jermaine under Nut Browns team total under 19.5. He's got Denver to roll here tonight. All right, here we go with the Heat taking on the Celtics in this one. We know that the big game was last night. Let's talk about the NBA here. I was hot. I was hot in the NBA early on. Now I did lose with Brooklyn early, but I had a heavy card in NBA. Probably, I didn't have a heavy card in the NFL, but we came through pretty strong here. It felt like a premium winners Indiana-Memphis game to go over. I had the Cleveland Cavaliers as my premium pick winner. Here we also had the Heat and the Raptors premium on the over. Also, I had a premium pick winner on the Rockets yesterday, and also premium pick winner Mavericks and Trailblazers over. We had some winners on the show here as well. Yesterday we had the Memphis Grizzlies. Yesterday. Also, the Toronto Raptors. We had the Pelicans and the Knicks game to go under here on the show yesterday. So let's see what you guys have here today in the NBA. Started off with the Heat taking on the Celtics, and the Celtics coming off that big game. It's down to 9.5 here for the most part. There's some 10s out there, but let's call it 9.5 here. It feels like right now, moving it to 9.5 basically because, well, I'm probably going to take the Heat. The Celtics here coming in off the big game. They did lose to the Cavaliers yesterday, and now all of a sudden, Jaylen Brown, fighting a little bit of an illness here. He is questionable in this game. Derek White, questionable as well here in this one. So I think that's going to just what ends up putting me on the Heat here in this game. This series has been kind of an over series for the most part between these two teams. Let's take a look at some of those numbers here with these two. This total at 221 right now. You have Miami coming in just 9-9 here so far. Boston now 16-4 following the loss. So we'll see here how the Celtics can respond after playing a big game. I don't think there's any skin off their back as far as losing that game to Cleveland. Maybe it was a little bit of returning the favor, it felt like, as well. So this series has been an over series. 8 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams have gone over. I have a feeling that's where this one probably is going to be headed tonight, but I'm going to take the Heat as my play here. Boston has some pretty bad numbers spread-wise right now, 3-6 ATS at home so far, and they're just 3-7 ATS in their last 10 games coming in. Now, Boston has defeated Miami in 7 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams, and Boston's still winning games left and right. They were on a winning streak before yesterday's games. They just haven't been covering the spread. They've been a little bit overrated. So maybe here at 9.5, I'll try the Heat here in this one. Heat isn't doing anything special in covering numbers, although they have won 2 of their last 3 games here. They beat Toronto and Charlotte. But Boston here has gotten the number against the Heat in 3 straight meetings, including the last one here, but they haven't met yet this year. Miami did win here last April in that playoff series, 111-101 before the Boston came back and beat them in 3 straight. All right, you have anything here, let me know in this one. I'm taking the Miami Heat in this one tonight. See what you got here, folks. Sports money is money. And there were some other plays that came in on the football game. Man, I missed a lot of them. I guess I was supposed to keep talking there on football. All right, Nate's on the Celtics here, second quarter. You see, Nate, remember yesterday? I don't think he was really too hot on his Celtics, or maybe he left. But here's Ziggy on the Heat here. And Burner says you got to get up early in the morning to get those good lines, right? Cash Kane might be going over. Here's Burner on the Heat in this one. Justin went under. Fernando went over. Burner says it's going lower, lower, lower. I don't know. I'm probably going to go the other way here in this one anyway. So let them hit it low. Robert's on the over. All right. Oh, Terrell says, don't forget, Ramon, Miami, of course, played yesterday as well against the Raptors. You know, we had the Raptors, like I said, yesterday here on the show. They got the money anyway, and the game did go over. We had it over as our premium play. Cash Kane says, the Celtics can score, but the Heat plays them close. Yeah, that was a good, that was an interesting series. Remember, Miami was pretty much overmatched, it felt like, in the playoffs last year. And 3 a.m. says Celtics will win, but the Heat will cover. I'll take the Heat as well. Next up, the Pelicans are going to take on the Hawks here in this one, with the Pelicans coming in with just a 4-17 record here in this one. And the Hawks are on a 3-game winning streak here right now, with wins here this week over Charlotte. And they beat Cleveland twice, remember, in those stunning back-to-back upsets here in this one. And that's helped make the Hawks here up to a 10-point favorite tonight against the lowly Pelicans right now. But note the Pelicans, they lost to the Knicks yesterday by how many points? 33 points. The Knicks crushed them 118. I did hit the under as my premium pick in that game. Or no, I'm sorry, as a pick here on the show yesterday with the under here. These two teams have produced a few more overs. Well, particularly Atlanta. They are 14-7 to the over so far this season. New Orleans, definitely a team that kind of trends under. They've gone under in 8 of their last 10. This series has been a very solid under, actually. 7 of the last 9 meetings here in Atlanta between these division foes here have gone under right now. So other than Atlanta, they are pretty strong to the over at home. 7-3 to the over this year. They're also 8-3 to the over as a favorite. So, but Atlanta not good at covering numbers. 2-9 against the spread as a favorite. New Orleans has been terrible, of course, we know that. But they have 4 wins. At least they have 7 spread wins. Sometimes I look at, you want to be 500 at least against the spread, right? But if you're at least covering more games than you've won, and you're facing a team that really doesn't cover any spreads and they're a double-digit favorite, probably going to have to take the Pelicans here plus 10 points against Atlanta. New Orleans is 6-9 against the spread as an underdog. That's not great. But when the team that's favored is 2-9 against the spread, maybe I'm taking the lesser of two evils here, it feels like. I'll take the Pelicans plus 10 points tonight against Atlanta. And sure you guys will be hot on this one. Cash Kane says Hawks money line in a parlay. Says it with the Knicks coming off of a win there. Let's see, what is he saying? Oops, where I missed it here. Hawks money line in a parlay. The Knicks dismantled the Pelicans and they cannot shoot. Oh yeah, no, it's bad here, but Atlanta's not covering anything. Ferner says, what made the line move from 5 points all the way up to 10? I never saw 5, I don't think. I think I saw some 8s. Let me see if I could find any open lower at that lower number there. FanDuel opened up as low as 7.5. That's all I can find there on that. So I don't think there's anything too significant on the injury report that we didn't already know in this one. I mean, Brandon Ingram is the big question mark. I guess, if anything, that'd be the guy that we're wondering if he can make the lineup here, and maybe that's why it's gone up here a little bit. Look, there's all kinds of problems for New Orleans. We know that. Alvarado's been out for a couple of weeks now. Plenty of injuries there. Trae Young, he is probable in this game. He's had an Achilles soreness here, and they'll be close to full strength, it feels like, here will the Hawks, but I got to just take the Pelicans. Maybe the Hawks will finally get a win. This Pelicans team is having some issues, no doubt. Elliot here likes the over in this one. And let's see, Justin's got some props action, and I do think that Bogdanovich is finally going to be able to make this lineup here. I think that's the big news in this game here, actually. Tex, good job. I'll take the road dog here again. Give me the Pelicans today. Ugh. All right. Another one here, the Lakers and the Wolves here in this one. The Lakers come in 12-8, Minnesota 8-10, both teams coming off of a win here in this one. Hey, some college basketball steam. Let's get this one. Let me do this. I don't think I've previewed this one either, but I do want to take this bet, and I'm going to pass it along as a play here on the Morning Steam show with William and Mary and Old Dominion. I'm seeing the total being steamed up here right now to 156.5 or higher. I like the over in this game. This has been an over series, I think 5 in a row between William and Mary and Old Dominion. Old Dominion usually does very well against William and Mary. It's just that right now William and Mary looks like the better team. They're favored on the road. I don't know if I trust them necessarily to cover 6 points or whatever it was. I'll have to look at it again, but I know this total is moving here to the over right now. William and Mary and Old Dominion, probably going to see this one heading to 157 or so. It feels like. I don't even think the books are moving. Just starting to move here right now with this sharp action coming in. I like the over in William and Mary and Old Dominion, and I'm going to pass that one along right now because I don't think I have that in the games that we were going to give some picks out, and I like that one. Okay, Lakers here and the Wolves in this one. This has been mostly a Lakers series here of late. For the Lakers coming into this one, they've covered 4 out of the last 5 meetings between these two teams, but it's been Lakers have been covering, Minnesota wins. That's the way it's been going. The Timberwolves actually have gone 12-2 straight up at home against the Lakers here in a dominant series, but both teams have been terrible so far, right? Against the spread, Minnesota is just 2-8 against the spread at home so far. Meanwhile, the Lakers are just 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games, and they're 3-7 against the spread on the road. So, these teams aren't making you any money, but someone's going to have to cover here. It feels like, can the Timberwolves cover these points against the Lakers? The Lakers usually get the money. Last meeting, these two teams played back in October at LA. LA won it 110-103. They also met earlier, and the Wolves won 124-107, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see what you guys have maybe here in this one. The widely reported steam did come in on the under. That is a stale number on the screen right there for sure. Actually, it's just a typo. It should have said 224, so it should have said 224, but it's definitely 219 or so right now. It is a 5-point move to the under. Sorry about that. You guys are probably yelling at me in the chat right now. So it was 224, not 234. That was just a typo. But definitely the steam has come in here on the under. I guess I'll take that as my pick because that is a lot of points to be missing out on here. I do like the under in this game between the teams. So the Lakers are 2-4 to the under as an underdog so far this season, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take the under. Let's see if you guys have anything here. I'm sure you do with this great matchup, or strong matchup anyway, today with the Lakers. And in fact, I'm showing sharps all over the under here, but they haven't been too profitable in this situation. I'm still taking it though. And let's see what you guys have here right now with the Lakers and the Wolves. Here we go. And Elliot says, well, yeah, under's 11 and 9. But it doesn't matter. He says even with these mediocre trends here, uh, don't be surprised here. Yeah, thanks, Elliot. Yeah, my bad. There was no doubt. It was a typo. It was 224 though when I tried to type it in last night. In fact, I think this one was 224 and a half opener at FanDuel, then started to continue to move down here. So Jermaine likes the under. Cash Kane will lay the points with the Wolves. $3 a.m. likes the Lakers. And who else we got here? And Ziggy's going to go with the under. Robert is on the Lakers here. We got some steam coming in right now in college basketball to pass along. And it's on Bryant here in this one. Bryant was getting maybe 3.5 or so from Drexel. This one's probably going to go down to 2. The steam is coming in here on Bryant. I think Drexel's been the better spread team so far this season, or Bryant hasn't been great against the spread, I don't think. But the steam's coming in right now on Bryant here against Drexel. I'm going to have a pick on this one a little bit later here, it feels like. So we'll get to the college basketball here. And I think that's it for the Lakers and the Timberwolves. I'm taking the under in this one. All right, and the Nets are going to be taking on the Bulls here in this game. And yeah, maybe the Nets are starting to give a little bit back. I did lose this one yesterday, trying the Nets again as a premium. They've lost 2 in a row here right now. And that's okay. I mean, they've been making plenty of money for us. Just a little 2-game losing streak against Orlando. Maybe it wasn't a great matchup because they seem to be covering everything else here of late. Now, Bulls will have a little bit of rest advantage here since the Nets did play here. Oh, no, they didn't. What was it? Oh, it was an early game. Yeah, it was an early game. That's all there was. So still, the Nets here on the road did have to play at home, and now they're traveling here on the road. But, man, the Nets have been our moneymaker, as I continue to say. And they are in a matchup where they've fared pretty well against the Bulls. They've covered 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams, including the first meeting this season at Brooklyn, 120-112. Brooklyn has won 4 consecutive meetings against Chicago, in addition to that 5-1 spread record. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under. And that is interesting because the Bulls, we know, have been a massive over team so far this season, 13-8 to the over, and 6 of their last 7 games at home have gone over. Brooklyn, they've kind of trended to the over as well, but this series, however, has been an under. 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone under here in Chicago. So big number here at 233 right now, and I'm going to take the under as my play. I get worried a little bit trying to go over on some of these Bulls games, and I've gotten beat because, when I see the number high here, and I'll move it down to 233. It's mostly 233.5, but here I'll try the under in this one. I will say, though, the Nets continue to be dynamic on the road. 9-2-1 against the spread so far for Brooklyn on the road. Now, they were at home yesterday, didn't get that money. Granted, they were a dog. They're still 11-5-1 against the spread as an underdog. They're getting the points here against, an up and down Bulls team, that's for sure. The Bulls have lost 2 straight here to Boston and to Orlando. They did get the money in that last game against Boston there. They lost 138 to 129 as a 12.5 point dog. So I've got another under here in this one with the Nets and the Bulls. I know no one wants to go under in these Bulls games right now. I'll get your comments here in just a moment as I tell you about some steam that just came in moments ago on the under in the game between Southeast Louisiana and Tulane. This one was as high as 141.5, but it's all the way down here to 138 or so here right now in the game between Southeast Louisiana and Tulane. Getting steam to the under here right now with Tulane, about an 8-point favorite here tonight in this one. All right, get your comments ready here with the Nets and the Bulls. Ziggy is going to take the Nets here in this one. Elliott says with the injury situation, well, he was talking, he says with White here questionable with that ankle injury. He has a little bit of an issue there. He wants to take the Nets here. And the Nets have done a great job, man, getting this money for sure. Curtis on the Bulls. Thomas is on the Nets. Robert's on the Bulls. That's what you do, right, Cash Cane? This is about as good. Look, I want to win them all too, right? I make so many picks, right? You can see the true percentage of a high volume handicapper, right? I've got to try to hit that, 52.38%. Better than that, right? And maybe if they say, hey, do you keep records? I don't keep records. Every pick is right here on the channel. You want records, go back and watch every show. You think I have time making 100 picks to keep the records? Anyway, yeah, maybe when all else fails, it's kind of like when I use my series of checkdowns, right? I mean, my numbers always are, the numbers that I use are factored in all the things that I consider, like spread records, like head-to-head, like market moves, like ticket count, and then I have the numbers settled, right? And as long as no injury happen, I stick with that number. Now, if I need a tiebreaker and I absolutely got to bet this game, I might look to some of my friends, might look to see who Mikey Money's on or who Joe's on or somebody, or maybe those consensus reports that I like. I mean, come on. All right, Ferner here. Thank you for your plays today. Ferner likes the over, though, in this one. Hello to Markel today. Jermaine likes Southeast Louisiana in that game against Tulane, I think. Maybe Elliott's going under here. Maybe Jermaine likes the under here as well. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go with the under as well, and that's a look at the NBA. Let's go over on the ice. We got 3 games on the ice here tonight, and let's take a look at these here with the New Jersey Devils on the road here, taking on the Rangers and Igor. So you got Markstrom and Igor. Let's fire up the goalie computer and see what we got here on Monday night. See who's in, see who's out. I'm actually showing maybe this will not be the goalie matchup here according to one of the sites, but let me go to the books are always more solid, it feels like, when it comes to the goalies. I think they just have to be, it feels like. So I'm expecting Markham and Shesterkin. There is maybe a couple of sites think that no, I think they have what I have. Okay. They're always behind. Okay. For Markstrom, he comes in here right now with this Devils team at 16-9-2. Markstrom 11-6-1 so far this season. Devils have been on a little bit of an up and down roll here. They lost to Washington last time out, 6-5. We know the Rangers here. They did get a win over Montreal, but it wasn't easy. And they were on a losing streak before that right now. So, if anything, the Rangers, they're kind of in a funk. especially at home. I mean, New Jersey's been profitable on the road for sure. The Rangers have had the best of this series, though, of late. There's a lot of conflicting things, I think it feels like, with this game here tonight. You do have the Devils certainly profitable on the road, 10-4 record on the road overall. Meanwhile, the Rangers, they're 1-2 as an underdog. They haven't been an underdog too often, but they are here tonight. Right now, the Devils are about $1.20, $1.25. I'm showing $1.30 here at Bovada right now. The Rangers are pretty strong over right now. 7 of their last 10 games have gone over here, but the Devils have gone under in 7 of their last 10 games overall. And for me, the Devils have been good on the road, haven't they? The Rangers have the season series, like I said. They've won 6 of the last 7 meetings, or, well, 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams right now, including the first meeting here, or the last meeting between the two here at the Garden. It was 5-4 back on October the 1st. Let's see what you guys have here, if anything, in this one. I'm gonna take the Devils here. Man, they're a favorite. Gosh, this one feels tough to me. I'm gonna take the Rangers. The Devils, though, here in this one. They've been the better road team, and for whatever reason, the Rangers have not been just 6-4 at home. That's not gonna cut it. Here now, they are a slight dog, but they. All right, let me get your plays here. I feel like this one's not. I like the total a lot. Total is going to be my premium here. All right, Curtis is on New Jersey puck line. Ziggy wants to go over. Philly Eagle Flyer says first period, both teams score. First period over, and both teams team total over 2.5. Is that right? 3 a.m. says take the Devils here. Cash Kane says Rangers puck line. Devils are not putting up a puck line over the Rangers here in this one. Take the Rangers on the puck line. It is minus $2. I'll tell you that right now. But no problem. Like I said, I'm not one to ever, notice. The only thing is, if I'm going to play minus 230, I better play plus 190 sometimes as well. So maybe Rangers, include him in that puck line. Robert's on the Devils here, it sounds like, with me. And Tex here says New Jersey, 3 a.m. on the Devils, and Robert likes the under here in this one. I'll take the Devils here. All right, just seeing some steam here come in right now in college basketball again. Another play here, or another move here anyway, with critical notice. Loyola Maryland and Coppin. We're seeing this total move to the over here, probably 132 or so, maybe 131.5. Steam coming in over Loyola Maryland and Coppin State tonight. Game total moving over here at 131.5, maybe 132. It was 131. Okay, next up, NHL with the Blackhawks in here taking on the Maple Leafs here in this one. Maple Leafs, they've been profitable, certainly at home here. And I got with no Soderblom, he is likely to be the goalie here for the Blackhawks in this one. I think for Soderblom, let me see. I think is this his season? Let me take a look here. Okay, no, he has. Okay, what is his record here right now? You guys, let me get this straight. Okay, 6 appearances, but just 1 win so far, right? So, okay, he's been in there quite a bit. No problem. I don't know what the numbers are saying here. Right. Let's keep it going here right now for the Leafs. I'm expecting Wool here in this one. Some talk that it could be Stolars here in this one. This one's been a pretty steady under over the last couple of seasons for sure between these two teams here. But for me, let me take a look here. Man, the Blackhawks have been uh, okay here on the road. It feels like, given the prices. Blackhawks come in 8-14-2 on a two-game losing streak. They're 4-8 against the spread on the road, but they are 11-9 as a puck line dog, and this is such a high price. I mean, they're still getting plus money at plus 1.5. Now, here's the thing: you're getting the Blackhawks at plus 1.5, at maybe plus 120 here, right? Well, get this: the Blackhawks, they haven't been good, right? We know that. And the Leafs, the Leafs have been the Leafs. They've been okay. They've been okay over the last couple of years. Chicago has covered 9 of the last 10 puck lines against the Maple Leafs, and that pretty much has been as an underdog every single time. The Blackhawks have actually won the last 3 meetings between the two teams, including 2 meetings already this season. So I'm going to have to take the Blackhawks here at plus 1.5, plus $1.20 as my play here on the show for sure. Chicago's been going under on the road. They've gone under in 5 straight road games here right now. They are 4-9-1 overall to the under on the road. Meanwhile, the Maple Leafs have gone under in 7 of their last 8 games at home. So if it is a low scoring game, maybe that will help it out on the puck line. I'm going to take here the Blackhawks on the puck line in this one. Get your comments on this game, but I do want to mention right now that there's some college basketball steam coming in here right now on the under in the game between Pacific and Colorado. I'm not sure that's the right move by the Sharps. I'll have to take a look at it here. I know I like the side in that one, and I'm going to preview it here in just a few minutes. All right, see what you guys want to do here with Colorado. I'm sorry, Chicago and Toronto. All right, here. Joe's here today. Thank you, Joe. He says in all 3 of the hockey games, they have big head-to-head trends here on the over today. Thank you, Joe. Curtis here's on the Toronto puck line here. He'll lay it with Toronto. Like I said, Toronto just 1-9 on the puck line last 10 games against Chicago. 3 a.m. That's not going to stop 3 a.m. Oh no, that's going to take the black. I like that. I like that probably even better. Actually, I don't mind if it's $1.35. I thought, man, is it really only $1.35 for plus 2.5? I might be at a. Let's see here. I can get it at minus $1.60. So. Well, I'm in Vegas. Maybe I need to move. No thanks on the Leafs. Here's Markel says, give me the Blackhawks first period money line. Ziggy's on the Blackhawks here. Kane says, Kane, thank you for being a great contributor here today. You're our new contributor of the day. Kane says, give me Maple Leafs money line and a goal here. Maybe you've stopped by before, but you're doing a great job for me here today in the chat. All stars. Hello, stars. Robert's on the under. Here, Philly Eagle Flyers is give me the Hawks plus 3.5, go over 5.5, and they can still get it plus $1.43 on that one. Ron Young here, he says the over. And Ferner says, oh no, Texas on the under. Okay, here we go. Thanks a lot, everyone, on that one. I'll take the Blackhawks. All right, let's get into now the last one here on the ice with the Stars taking on the Utah Hockey Club. You got the Stars coming in 15-8, Utah 10-4 here in this one between Dallas and Utah. All right, Dallas comes in here right now 13-4 as a favorite this season. They're only $1.35 or so, it feels like here right now. Maybe it's going down. Yeah, maybe it's going down here. There's $1.40 here at the stations down the street here from me. These two teams have been under teams so far this season for sure. And the series history between the Stars and the former Coyotes have been an under series. In fact, 13 of the last 19 games between the two teams have gone under. Utah's gone 4-10-1 to the under as an underdog so far this season. So both teams, like I said, both teams kind of trending under, but that is the most significant, I feel like, here. Dallas, like I said, 13-4 as a favorite. Utah 5-10 straight up as an underdog here. Dallas has defeated Utah in 5 straight games, and they've covered the puck line in 6 of the last 7 games overall. So give me the Dallas Stars here on the road, on the money line here on the morning steam. Dallas has not been profitable on the road this season, just 5-6 overall. Utah, interestingly enough, has not been profitable at home despite a 4-4 record. All right. I'll take Dallas here. See if you guys have anything in this one with. I think Ziggy might be going under here in this one. Truth Teller, hello. Good morning to you. Here's Curtis on the puck line here, but I don't know what team. Here's Kane says Stars money line with Keller goal here in this one. Robert likes hockey club tonight. Robert, I see we don't always agree. We're going against one another here. And Philly Eagle Flyer says Utah's a dog and draw. Utah dog and draw. Is that a double chance? And the Stars, maybe this is the team. They've been beating this Coyotes team up here pretty much. All right, I'm going to take the Stars as well. Thank you, everyone, for participating in the hockey previews. Let's go to college basketball. We'll end the show. We've got already 26 people who have commented today. If you want to be eligible, we don't have a consensus. I don't know if we're going to have a consensus play here so far, unfortunately. I feel bad again here if we don't have one. We already had one show this week where we didn't, so no problem if we don't. Okay, here we go with college basketball. I've got 5 games, so let's take a look here at this one with Maryland, Baltimore County taking on Georgetown in an early start here on Monday at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. Here with Baltimore County coming in with a record of 5-4 for UMBC. That's all right. Georgetown here, a little bit better. Certainly, it's 6-1 right now, but Georgetown just 3-4 against the spread. Baltimore County is just 3-4 against the spread as well in this one, but maybe the number's a little bit high here. It feels like at 14.5. Yeah, Georgetown's covered some numbers here of late. They've covered against Albany. Rocked them actually, a 32-point win. They also beat Wagner by 25 as a 15.5-point dog. They failed against St. Francis, laying 20, but they covered the big number against Mount St. Mary's. So you have another game. They've covered 3 of 4 games, laying double digits here over the past 10 days. But maybe Baltimore County, maybe a little bit better than some of those teams. Baltimore County's coming off convincing wins over Morgan, over Howard here in this one, over Howard to get a couple of covers. Yeah, they got a couple covers here of late. These two teams did not meet last season, but Georgetown did win 2 years ago here at home. They did not get the money, however, laying 10.5 as a and won by 9. So, all right. See if you have anything here with Maryland, Baltimore County taking on Georgetown in the first one of the night on this card in college basketball. Here we go with some comments. Oh, Thomas, that's Don't say like Jermaine says UMBC. Robert says UMBC. Cash Kane says UMBC. Well, we're going to have a consensus right here, right now. I'm on UMBC as well. So we're going to have consensus here, it feels like, right away. Here, we got to get at least a two-teamer out of this, right? Maybe we can win a two-teamer and just uh, shun the streak a little bit. All right. Let's see. Jermaine says, oh, he said UMBC, book it. So, all right. I'll take UMBC here plus the points in this one. Why they reported, no, I'm sorry. The Sharps here apparently are on Georgetown here in this one, but I'm not buying it. We are on you, Thomas. We're on UMBC. You can't. Maybe we didn't have any consensus there on the others. And look, I didn't even think about it until it felt like we didn't have any. And we would have noticed it. I don't think there was anything on those first 7 or 8 games that said we were on a consensus. But this one feels like the strongest one here, at least so far. So let's see if we can get one more to team them up with here with Yale taking on Rhode Island here. We already said the Steam came in on the under in this one. This team also came in on Yale. And I gave out the under already in this game. So I don't know if I have to make a play here on the side to get us a consensus. I might. Rhode Island comes in here red hot, 7-0 right now for the Rams, but just 2-4 against the spread. They've almost been overrated so far this season. Meanwhile, for Yale, they come in 4-4, but they are 5-2 against the spread against Division I opponents, and they're also 2-0 against the spread as an underdog. And the Rams are 2-4. Like I said, they've been favored in all these games. I think they had one game against a non-Division I opponent. So see what you guys do here in this one with Yale and Rhode Island. These two teams met last year. Rhode Island upset Yale 76-72 as a 6.5 point underdog. All right, anything here? I'll look in the chat, see what you guys have here in this one. I think I know what I'm doing, but let's see what you guys want to do. Like I said, I'm already on the under, so I don't know if I need to make another play, but I will if it means getting us a consensus. We got to have a consensus for sure. All right, here we go. And I know what it's going to be because look at this. We've got, well, it does start. So Jake says Rhode Island or pass. That's not a huge endorsement. Kane says Yale money line. So that's an underdog pick for sure. Nasty Nate coming to us from Rhode Island, and he says take the Rams to smash. Jermaine's on Yale. I'm taking the Rams. I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to make a double play here. I'm going to take the Rams here to get it done again. I think they're laying a small number. They're looking pretty good right now, it feels like to me. I'm taking the Rams, and I've got the under. I've got a double play here in this one. Super True says take Eli here. So will Robert. All right, no consensus, but good plays there. A little bit of a mixed bag. Next up, we talked about this one already, Bryant and Drexel, as that steam came in on Bryant. I didn't know if it was the right play necessarily. Bryant's 4-4. You got Drexel coming in here 5-3. Drexel is off of a win here, 83-71, but they did not cover against Chicago State. You guys talking Chicago State a little bit there in the chat, saying the Chicago State's been getting that money a little bit. Drexel is 5-2 against the spread so far. Bryant just 2-5 to the number. It's been Drexel much better against the number for sure out of these two teams. So For me, I'll probably just end up on the over here. It's a pretty big number right now. You see it there on the screen at 151 here at this point. Maybe it's 151.5 or so. Pretty big number. I want to go over. I don't know if it's a premium, but I'm going to take the over with Bryant and Drexel. These two teams met last year. It was 104-86. In that one, Bryant ended up crushing Drexel. That was at Bryant, but they are here. The Dragons are at home in this one. But man, 190 points last year in the game. Give me the over here with Bryant and Drexel. These two teams are a little bit shaded to the over so far this season, a combined 8-5-1 to the over. Drexel's gone over in 2 of their 3 home games. Nothing too special there, I think, but let's see what you got, if anything, here. And Jake Dye says, how about it? Drexel and the over. Robert McCormick here is on Drexel here in this one. And take a look here. Let's see here. Talking about Coach Mart. What did you say here? Talking about Coach Martell. No, I don't think. Let me see here. No, let me see here. It's Phil Martelli Jr., right? Jermaine on that. That's in his second year with Bryant. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Tex is going to lean. Tex leans Drex. I see what you did there. Fernando went with Yale there. Let's see here. Ferner on Drexel. Here, I'm on the over, I guess, in this one. Okay, another one here. We're looking for maybe another consensus, or we're not going to have a play here. Maybe I'll just do a one-teamer. Maybe someone's going to win $2.70 here today. All right, Pacific and Colorado in this one. We did see widely reported steam already come in on the Buffaloes here in this one. Colorado currently a 15.5-point favorite. The move apparently is on Pacific, despite that steam coming in on Colorado. The steam also came in on the under here with these two. That's interesting so far. Pacific's gone under in 5 of their 7 games. Colorado's gone 4-2-1 to the over so far. For Colorado here, they lost to Iowa State last time out, fell far short of the number, but remember they did have that upset of Connecticut 73-72 in Maui. They lost to Sparty 56-72. Pacific here, they've won 2 straight. They beat Fullerton and got the money as a 9-point win at home, but they failed against Pine Bluff, winning by 12 as a 17-point favorite. So I'm going to end up here taking Colorado. I'm going to lay the big points with the Buffaloes against Pacific. I say lay the 15.5, 16 points, whatever it is. I'm going to take Colorado, I believe, here in this one. Yeah, I guess I'm committed to it right now. I'll take Colorado. I like the total too much here. I'm not totally sold on Colorado. I just like the total quite a bit. So I'm going to pivot here. I'm going to give out Colorado as my favorite play. I think the line's a little bit off, but I like the total a lot more. Okay, here I think Jermaine's on Pacific. Good morning to Subhuman today. And here we go with Curtis on Colorado here in this one with me, Ferner. He's just telling us the spread here, I think. I don't know. Maybe he's laying it. And Jermaine's going with the under here in this one with Pacific and Colorado. He likes that steam here. The only thing kind of keeping me off of the over is that steam, but I think I'm going to end up the other way on a premium here. We'll see. But man, I don't know. I think this one I might be going against Jermaine here in this one. All right. One more here. Maybe we get the consensus play here and get a two-teamer out of this one. How about Washington State taking on Nevada? This feels like the best game of the night. You got Washington State coming in here, 6-2 in this one, while Nevada here is 6-1 with Nick Davidson and company here tonight, 11.5 point favorite here. Not only Nevada cranking right now record-wise with their 6-1 start. They're also 6-1 against the spread. Now Washington State, they're 6-2, doing pretty good, right? But they're 4-4 against the spread, including 0-2 so far as an underdog. So Nevada's done the better job here getting the money. The widely reported steam did come in on Nevada. They were as low as an 8.5 point favorite on the opener. This one's kind of been a runaway favorite, feels like, for the most part, but I don't know. I think Nevada might end up putting a number here on them. It feels like that widely reported steam that did come in on the under in this game. I mean, look, I kind of get it here a little bit, but I'm gonna let's see. Now let me go to the chat. Let's see what you guys have. Probably won't be any consensus here if I can't even figure out which way I'm going to go. I do like the game, but all right, let's see what you guys have, though. Washington State, Nevada here. Curtis is on Nevada, but Truth Teller is on Washington State. Says take him on the money line today. And Kane says take the points and the over here. And Billy Mack says take the points as well. Jermaine says take the points. There it is. I mean, I know Curtis is on Nevada, but we're looking for a consensus here. Maybe we can get it together here in this one. Want to anyway. I'm on Nevada actually, so I don't know if we can get a consensus. I'm going to lay these points with Nevada. I want to take Nevada actually as a premium, but could have laid 8.5, 9.5, 10.5, and now it's 11.5. I don't even know if that. In fact, it's 12.5 now. What am I doing? Hey, it's a Monday. There's not a lot of games. I'm going to be playing it. So I'll just take Nevada here, make a small play, give it out on the show. I still think they're the better side here in this one. So I'll grab Nevada here. Washington State does have a few guys shelved here. It looks like right now questionable tonight for the matchup. So, all right. See what we got here. Subhumans on us here. He's got that Atalanta game here. He says take Atalanta. That's our second recommendation here on Atalanta today. Team total over 1.5. Redigui to score or to score a point here, it looks like. And Lookman also to get a score. All right, let's do it. Watch it. You guys are on the consensus. I think it's ended up 4-2 here, but Thomas feeling the pressure, Thomas. To get us a consensus here. And plus your super true story on Washington State here in this one. All right. Curtis says go ahead and lay it. All right, maybe a few more here. Yeah, no, I don't think they're necessarily impact players, Jermaine. I just think you have more volume players out here. You got, let me see here. I can try to kind of narrow it down a little bit for you here. And see if I can come up with it here for you on whether or not these players are totally impactful here for the Cougars. And that's going to be the end of the show. We'll get the drawing here together as well. So, yeah, you got basically guys who aren't even contributing here. The only guy really making an impact, it feels like, for me out of these guys is maybe Cedric Coward, of course. but he's already missed a couple of games, if I'm not mistaken. So they've been able to get by without him, certainly at this point. All right, let's get to the drawing, everybody. And we got a two-teamer out there. Let's go to the drawing. First, I'll mention you can get my best plays, not these ones that I'm hemming and hawing on. The one that I feel is most confident about when you go over to winnable.com. Get my top plays over there for just 50 cents a day when you subscribe for 1 month for $20 and use the promo code STEAM. It's I could figure that out, right? $20 a month. Take off 20%. You got it right down there, about 50 cents a day. So check me out over at winnable.com. That's where I have my best plays, where I will have my best plays for today. Haven't going to release them just yet, but check me out over there. And that's where I have my best plays every day. And this is how you support me here on the show. Use that promo code STEAM to save 20%. It's really very easy, guys. Don't be afraid of the technology or anything like that. When you go over there, man, it comes right up on your phone. And we see me there. Comes up looking real sharp there. And you can subscribe with Apple Pay, Google Pay. I hope no messages come in here when I'm showing my phone from my friends here. But also I have a free subscription here. When you sign up the VIP picks right here, you'll get access to all my free VIP picks. No charge at all here, and I'm not going to spam you or anything. Just lets me know you're supporting me. But I also have the subscriptions available. Here's the weekly for $8. Use the promo code STEAM and send out my top plays. You can set the notifications on here as well when my picks come out. Get notified here. It's pretty good service, and it's run by Stripe. The payment options are run by Stripe. So when you subscribe to the Apple Pay or whatever, it comes up really easy, right? You double click on it there, and there you see right there how it works. So please consider that, and I'll send you a bunch of plays. I never take a day off. You're not going to feel, look, whether the plays do well or not, you're not going to feel like I've forgot about you. You're going to get plenty of plays from me, my additional plays. Follow my action, as Mikey says over there at Winnable. Hey, there's an NBA Steam play coming in right now. Let's pass it along before we have the drawing. This is on the over tonight in New Orleans and Atlanta. I'm seeing Steam here right now coming in on the over here at 229. It's going to go up to 230 here. It feels like at Bet Online momentarily. It's already up to 229.5. Steam to the over, New Orleans and Atlanta. All right, let's get ready for the drawing here right now and see who's going to win a two-teamer. I guess here, let's see here. A few more comments from you guys. Thank you for the great show today. We have a two-teamer. It's in college basketball. It's on UMBC and Washington State. Truth Teller, look at Truth Teller, 50 cents. Even Truth Teller can do 50 cents. Here, maybe we'll have the Truth Teller and Ramon play of the day. That's what we'll do. All right. Thank you, Jermaine. Yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing, right? Oh, Ramon, I was over at that other network here, and I just want to pass along. We're thinking still about this week over there, our friends at Pick Dogs. Nothing's changing right now. We're still all very sad this weekend, and we're going to be thinking this week about the void in our sports betting field, right? Our YouTube shows and all that. But I used to charge a pretty penny over there. But when you're charging $25, $35, and $45 even for 3, 5, or 7 picks, you better be betting at least $100 a game or more to cover the costs. Even if I was able to come in at, a reasonable 55%, you got to bet bigger. So here's the thing. The average bet, they tell me, if you're reading about the way sports betting is evolving here, probably $100 a game. Now, I deal in high volume. You might want to play less if you're going hard and high volume and you're a reasonable player, right? You're not going to be putting down, a couple of dimes on all the action if you're playing 10, 20, 30 games a day. That might not be something you want to do. If you're betting just $100 a game, though, playing, paying $5, $7 for a tip, that's not going to cut it. So I think the plays here that I'm giving out, just my opinions, look, it's not a terrible thing. It's not like just an afterthought, 50 cents a play or whatever it is, right? A day, really. It's even cheaper. It might be 25 cents. It might be 10 cents just for my recommendation. But when you're playing, if you're just a reasonable and average Joe, right? And in this show, we're all kind of, maybe there are some high roller. I hope there are. But look, when I'm playing my high volume, yeah, maybe my best plays are $1, 100, you know what I mean? But the smaller plays might be far less. My, just leans might just be a few bucks, $5 or $10, whatever. I'm playing the big card. So I think it's reasonable to say that, hey, the picks are inexpensive because we want you to be able to profit the most or whatever when you make the picks here. And who knows, if I start hitting 70%, we're going to up it to $1. Okay. Justin was on Washington State as well. So that helps that parlay. Truth teller, right? If he's betting $5, we got to have a 10 cents a play. All right. Here we go. 3 a.m. Thank you. Here we go. And two heads are Jermaine. Don't I always say that, right? Even if I was the best capper in here, even if Truth Teller was, even if Justin was, you just take one other person here, whoever it may be, and those two cappers, I think, will be better than just the one capper because of the percentages that you need. That's all it is. I'm saying. Let's get to the drawing, you guys. The show is over. Let's do a two-teamer let's win the first one. Again, the amount of money that I'll place on the bet is exactly the amount of views that we will get on the Morning Steam show here by what's the first game here? So 4 p.m. or so Pacific time, whatever. So it'd probably be $3, $3.50. I noticed the views are going up, so thank you everybody for liking and sharing and doing all that. Yesterday's show had, I think, 300 and something. So someone might win here, just a token amount, but I want somebody to win. So let's do the drawing, huh? Shall we? Here we go. Got 29 of you in here right now, and the drawing is going to begin now. Thomas, Cliff, Ziggy, Subhuman, Old E, AOD, Robert, Super True, Markel, Jake, Die, Billy Mac, Ferner. Is this Ferner's second time with the eligibility to win the parlay here tonight? All right, Ferner, awesome. Hey, Ferner, go out and get us a bunch of hits on this video. Go get us 100,000 hits, and I'll put in for you, a $1,000 parlay. If you give me 100,000 hits on this video, it'd be a miracle, of course. But hey, go get us 100 hits. 100. Go get us 1,000 hits, and I'll put a $10 parlay in there for you, and we'll win a little bit of money here, huh? Thanks, Ferner. Thanks, everybody, for the show. Ferner's on the line here with the two-teamer. We're going to do a two-teamer here today and make sure we try to get this win here. All right, what was it? It's Washington State and UMBC. Oh, that one starts at 3:30. So how many ever hits we have on the video at 6:25 Eastern, I think we get up to 350 here. Why not? I'll pay out the 5-2 in this one. I got to admit, even if we got up to like that 7-teamer, I'm not sitting on the bet. I'm going to put a few bucks on it at least. So, I can get 20 or 30 bucks to help pay out somebody. But man, I'm already down about $75 here over the first couple of weeks. So maybe I'll just sit on this one. I'd be happy to pay Ferner. Make sure you guys got your Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, Apple, or what's the other one? Cash App here, so I can get your money when you win. Ferner's going to win tonight, be the first one here. We're Remember, we're 0-22, I believe, so far on the consensus parlay. Thought it was a great idea. Thought it was a great promotion. And yeah, we've been playing 3, 4, 5 teamers. It's hard. It just goes to show you how hard it is, right? But maybe we'll get it here tonight. All right, join me tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific with more morning steam action. And also join Mikey Money here today at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific for pre-gaming. Mike will get you ready for the primetime action here tonight, including Monday Night Football, NFL, NBA, college basketball, and hockey. And have a great week from me here to you, and we'll see you back here tomorrow with more Morning Steam. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long. William and Mary's taking steam right now, you guys. William and Mary taking the steam against Old Dominion. We're 6.5. It's going up to 7. Bye-bye.
There's a war going on. The books can't escape from the team. Called the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott. Running so hot. Sports make money and we make money back with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.